Assalamu alaikum dear audience, how are you? I hope you all fine. Welcome to another episode in Wuthering Heights, chapter 16. So let's begin. The title of this chapter is Catherine's Death. This is the most important chapter because we are dealing with the death of main character in the novel, and after that we will see that the next generation will appear to us. Okay, so around midnight, Catherine gave birth to a daughter, also named Catherine. She is Catherine Linton, the teenage girl Lookwood saw at Wuthering Heights. So before she gonna die, Catherine, she gave another birth, give it a daughter, and her name is Catherine also. So we have Catherine Linton and Catherine Earnshaw. So the mother called Catherine Earnshaw and the daughter called Catherine Linton. Catherine Linton, the girl that Lookwood in the first chapter when he go to Wuthering Heights and he sees, in second chapter and he sees a young boy and a young girl. So the young girl, it was Catherine Linton that he sees her in that house. So Catherine Earnshaw died 2 hours later without recovering consciousness. So she died, Catherine, the B character. No one cared for the infant at first. The infant means Catherine Linton. No one cared about her. And Elaine wished it had been a boy. Elaine, it wished to be a boy with no son. Okay? Edgar's hair was Isabella, Heathcliff's wife. So Elaine says that I wish it was a son, because he will get the inherited of Thrushcross Grange. Okay, and he can control Heathcliff. So Edgar's hair was Isabella, Heathcliff's wife. Catherine's corpse looked peaceful and beautiful. ملامح كاترين كانت مبينة كلش peaceful and beautiful, جميلة وهادئة وسليمة. And Elaine decided that she had found heaven at last. Elaine thought that she found heaven, but she doesn't found heaven. She will go to hell because she is full of sins. She went, and we will see that how she is full of sins because her ghosts will follow Heathcliff. She went outside to tell Heathcliff and found him leaning motionless against an ash tree. So he was crying on the ash tree because he know that Catherine will gonna die. And when he gave the body to Edgar, he know that she died or she gonna die. Okay? He knew Catherine was dead. He knew. And asked Elaine how it had happened, attempting to conceal his anguish. حتى ما يبين إنه هو حزين عليها. يقول how it happened. He said. Elaine was not fooled and told him that Catherine had died peacefully, like a girl falling asleep. So she told him that she died peacefully because he thought, Heathcliff himself, thought she was gonna go to the hell because she's full of sins. Okay? So Elaine fooled him and said that she died peacefully. Heathcliff cursed Catherine and begged her to hunt him so he would not be left in this abyss where I cannot find you. I cannot live without my soul. So he cursed Catherine and said that hunt me whenever I go, whenever I eat, whenever I sleep. Just hunt me, be with me, because I can't live this life without you, Catherine. He said she said that for Catherine. Okay. And we say that in the previous chapter, we say that he loved herself more than Catherine. Heathcliff, loved Catherine more than himself. Look at that. Okay. So he dashes dashed his head against the tree and howled like a savage beast, getting goaded to death with knives and spears. Ian was appealed, so he ضرب راسه. وين ضرب راسه؟ بالشجرة. اوكي، وبدأ يصيح مثل الوحش البري اللي لما ينطعن بالسيف او يعني بالرمح شلون يبدأ يرعص مثلا، ينقل بالقاع. فهيك شيء حالة هيثكليف صارت. شوف جدا حزين عليها. On Tuesday, when Catherine's body was still lying in the ground, strewn with the flowers, Heathcliff took advantage of Edgar's short absence from the bedchamber to see her again. So he also begged to Thrushgrove Grange in order to see the body of Catherine. Okay, and the last moment before she got to birth. Okay, so to replace Edgar's hair in Catherine's locket with some of his own. There was in the locket there was a hair for Edgar, so he replaced the hair of Edgar with his hair. Okay, he notes the change and enclosed both locks of hair together. Ellen saw the movement or the what Heathcliff done, so he put the two hair with Catherine. Okay, the hair of Edgar and the hair of Heathcliff. Catherine was buried on a Friday in a green slope in a corner of the kirkyard. Keep that in your mind. She was buried on what day? In a Friday, and where they placed a green slope in a corner of the kirkyard, where Ellen said her husband now lays as well. ورا ما توفت كاثرين زوجها بعد فترة أيضا توفى اللي هي إدغار واندفن وياها نفس المكان. Okay, so now we have critical commentary. I say that this is the most important chapter because it will make a turn of the event from a gothic fiction to fairy tale. Fairy tale, I mean a genre, because we see that this novel is mixed with genre. Okay, the first part was a gothic, and the second part will be a fairy tale. So the question of what happens after death is important in this chapter. throughout صحيح إنه the question هسه انتهينا من الجزء الأول. question اللي راح ينطرح شو راح يصير بعد الموت. Okay, so no firm answer is ever given. Eden is fairly sure Catherine went to heaven. Eden saying that Catherine went to heaven, where life is boundless in its duration, and love in sympathy and joy in its fullness. Okay? The fullness and sympathy of the heaven. But Heathcliff cannot conceive of Catherine finding peace when they are still separated. Heathcliff assure or make sure that he will not get the peace in this life unless he go with Catherine, because they are separated. First Catherine in afterlife and he in this life. Okay, or of his living without her. He can't live without her. In this chapter, Catherine said, "I am wearing to escape into the glorious world and to be always there, not seeing it dully throughout years and yearning for it through the walls of an unchanged heart, but really with it and in it. It is as though she had in mind a heaven that was like the moons in every way, but the constraints of physicality, the spirit of natural freedom." Catherine believed that when she gonna die, she gonna go to heaven like the moose when she was living the moose with Heathcliff. So she thought that heaven will be like a moose, but she will not go to heaven, she will go to hell. You see that? Okay? Because she is full of sins, the sins that she has done in her life. Because and also one of the sins that she is marrying Edgar. When she married Edgar, she meet Heathcliff, okay, and kiss him. And this is called a sin. Okay. Another interesting question that comes up in this chapter is that the value of self-control are reserved. Heathcliff tries to conceal his weakness, okay, and grief, holding a silent combat with his onward agony. Now we have the self-control of Heathcliff, because we know that Heathcliff loves Catherine more than himself. So how he controlled himself in this situation? He, after his beloved is go to hell or afterlife. Okay, but Ellen considers it to be worse than useless, since he only tempts God to wring his heart and nerves. Yet we know that Emily Bronte herself was incredibly self-disciplined, refusing to alter her every life even when suffering a mortal illness. هنا قدرت تسيطر منه هيثير قدر يسيطر تمام من خلال الشخصية مال إيميلي براونتي. إيميلي براونتي نقدر نقول يعني عكست شخصيتها بشخصية هيثكليف، إنه سيطرتها بحياتها وانضباطها بالحياة عكستها بشخصية هيثكليف، إنه قدر يسيطر على حياتها. Okay, so we don't have critical lines and analysis in this chapter. Thank you for watching, and inshallah meet you in next episode.